死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなにガチンが多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君はまだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ万歳。ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランドスライドまで。
ゼロ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてるね。この世界季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだった大きにまたグレートになるかな。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコを掴んでいいさ。そうやらせるで。
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into Cobra Cast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime. My age, I'm all fucked up. I didn't even expect to go live right now. Major IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to have you here. Blah, 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 blah. Hi. Hope you're all doing well. We have a huge speech from President Trump. And I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but there's a lot of anticipation. So we'll see what happens. I'll show you a few things that people are saying. I'll get to the super chats. And like right here. Okay. Where's it at? There's a lot of people hyping this up. I was just briefed on the White House on what to expect this evening. I would encourage every American to tune in tonight to the president's speech. This may be the most important Oval Office address since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Woo, man. So this could be a huge announcement. Folks, don't miss President Trump's address tonight at 9 Eastern. This is going to be historically important. Millions of us have prayed these things would be exposed. We need transparency and honesty. God bless America. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But obviously, while we're waiting for that, I did get a chance to go see a little movie that a few people are talking about online called The Odyssey. And I don't know if I'm going to talk about it right now. I don't know if I'm going to give my thoughts at all. However, I did make a tweet. Hive Mind attacks you in 2017 if you dare criticize The Last Jedi, calls you racist and sexist. 2026, Hive Mind attacks you if you dare praise The Odyssey, calls you a shill and a traitor. Different sides of the political aisle, but the same exact mentality. Now, the beauty of this tweet is that no one knows my opinion of the Odyssey, yet they are attacking me for my opinion of the Odyssey, which is perfect. This is so perfect. I love the internet. So anyway, I think I want to let that one cook for a while before I give my opinion. And I'm not going to give my full opinion. I'll do a video with my full opinion on it. But I might give a little tease as to what I think of the movie. We'll see. But obviously, I'm a little more preoccupied with President Trump tonight and what he is going to be doing. Mar Millen earlier says, for $20, says, never fear, I is here. Pre-stream chat grift tax. Hail the 199 and the King Pig. Packy Proton says, get off the roof, Jeremy. The Odyssey wasn't bad. Wait, or it was Odyssey rap. Nas Ferratu says, got myself some California Reaper jack cheese and hot fire roasted salsa to make some nachos That will be Fire as God Emperor Trump's speech tonight. It's going to be awesome. Where are we at? Dan Campbell says, get ready for the special mental Olympics to begin for Nolan, folks. Tree Bear says, low effort streamer tax. Bender Mema 199 says, thoughts on FIFA World Cup, Spain versus Argentina. Well, I am no expert when it comes to FIFA and World Cup, but I've just been watching it recently. I mean, I'm excited to see Argentina versus Spain. I'm obviously pulling for Argentina. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I think Ronaldo fans are annoying as hell. And so because I've only been exposed to more Ronaldo fans on social media, my default is to say, Ronaldo fans are really annoying. I'm going to pull for Messi. That's essentially how my mind has worked with this. So I will be pulling for Argentina, as I have since Norway got knocked out, because I was obviously pulling for the USA and then Norway. And now I've been pulling for Argentina since. So, we'll see what happens. Let's see. Zach Murphy says this 5 identifies as $100. Dan Campbell says 100 milligrams of copium for patient Jer. Jeremy Wormy says, to be frank, Jeremy, I didn't go after your opinion of the Odyssey. I just called you tarded. I wasn't talking about you specifically, but the people are foaming at the mouth over this. So let me just go ahead and I'll say it. And I'm only going to give you a little bit here. I'm only going to give you a little bit. Now, I am seeing it again tonight after this stream. I did not love the Odyssey. I actually have some significant issues with the movie. I have some significant problems. And they are specific problems that Christopher Nolan chose. And I have some significant issues. With that said, I didn't hate it, but I certainly did not love it. And it is certainly not top tier Nolan. But this movie is going to be incredibly successful because audiences are going to eat it up. And this was my entire argument about why it was not smart for people to turn Nolan into a culture war, because you're going to lose that battle. It's a terrible tactical mistake. And, but there's some real issues with this movie that I think can be discussed. And I think there's some valid criticisms that people will have and should have. And I think that the problem with the current conversation with the Odyssey is that if you don't hate it and if you don't think it's the greatest thing ever, each side is going to basically try to claim you're an X, Y, or Z. And that's just the hilarity of extremists and shit like that. But anyway, we'll get more into it. But I certainly, it did not meet my expectations. And that's all I'll say for right now. So we'll obviously talk about this tomorrow on Geeks and Gamers Daily. I've already talked to some people about it. I've had quite a few phone calls about it with some people from the crew. And I think this movie is going to be a fascinating conversation. Probably annoying as hell more than anything, but it will be at the center of the conversation because people are fucking retarded. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, and 100% Lady R&D, like criticizing it, I think, or at least memeing on it, and people are going to go after her. That's what I'm saying about this, man. Making Nolan a culture war topic was a tactical error for the anti-SJW side. And Jer L. Cobra tried to warn everybody, but they didn't fucking listen. So, oh, you did see it. Okay, Lady R&D, you did see it. Okay. I didn't know if you'd seen it or what. So yeah, man, this movie is going to be a fucking shit show on both sides. It's exhausting. It's going to be exhausting. All right. So, do you think it will hold well week 1 to 2? 1,000% it's going to hold. My entire slam full IMAX auditorium stood up and fucking gave an ovation after it was over. Yes, this movie's going to hold well. This is what people do not understand, man. I try to see outside of my own opinion. I didn't stand up and clap for the fucking movie, but 98% of my fucking auditorium did. And it wasn't me. I was like, really? It's going to make so much money, and so many normies are going to eat this shit up big time. People are way trapped into their fucking bubble and echo chamber to not even realize what the fuck is happening. And here L. Cobra is trying to tell you, and all people want to do is, you're a Nolan fanboy. I literally just said I got big problems with the movie. I wanted to love it. I went in there with the intent to come in here and go, greatest movie of all time. You're all fucking retarded. But that's not my opinion. I really wanted to, bro. More than anything, I wanted to just be like, flop it on the table. Just flop it on the table and be like, what's up? But I can't do it. I got some issues with the movie. So anyway, regardless of that, we got more important things going on than Christopher Nolan, because we got President Trump getting ready to potentially drop some big news tonight. Now, again, we also do have the people are saying that ABC, CBS, and NBC should lose their broadcast license for refusing to air President Trump's national address on election security. They are calling on the FCC to yank their license. So all of the major outlets are not going to, they're not going to air President Trump's nation address to the nation because of course they aren't. It's insane. But not surprising. This is the mainstream media. So, I mean, I'm not surprised by it. Are you surprised by it? You shouldn't be. I would like to see, because again, I've obviously been busy most of the day. So I'm a little behind on some of the other stuff that's been going on today. But let's see if we have any updates as to what we can look forward to here tonight. Right here. Boom, boom, boom. And not there. Okay. So right here.
To the White House press room podium for the first time since she was on her maternity leave. So she is back now officially, asking about some new comments by Vice President Vance. She got this question regarding Israel and an effort to, quote, manipulate American public opinion about the Iran war. This has been a hot button topic that came.
Hang on. Loser Alter Ego says, finally, let's never talk about that movie again over here. So anyway, about the Odyssey, somebody just asked me if it was Nolan's worst movie. Is it worse than Tenet? I would not rank it worse than Tenet at all. And I would not say it's his worst movie. Certainly not my favorite movie. I'm in no way prepared to list where my rankings for it would go. I still need to see the movie again. I literally was just on the phone with Epic Mike and we were talking about this. And me and Mike, the more we were talking about it, the more we were realizing there's a lot of layers to this movie. Holy shit. So this is not going away anytime soon. Anything else, Loser Alter Ego? Would you like to continue to complain? Because I will continue talking about it.
Came up on the Joe Rogan podcast. White House correspondent Aisha Hasni reporting from that briefing room and from the White House. Hi, Aisha.
Hang on. Blackjack says you're doing brand damage to yourself. Oh my God. How do you think we can fix this? What do you think we should do, Blackjack? Hang on. I got this. All right. I got this. All right. Hang on. Let's go over here. All right. So anyway, guys, I put this tweet out about the hive mind attacking you if you dare criticize The Last Jedi in 2017. And now the hive mind attacks you if you dare praise the Odyssey, but the Odyssey is a dog shit movie. The Odyssey is only being praised by shills that are being paid. And anyone that watches this movie, anyone that even watches a YouTube video, anyone that ever watches a Christopher Nolan movie for the rest of their life is a traitor to the West, and I will not be friends with them. I will never speak to them, and I want only bad things to happen to them. The Odyssey literally destroyed my entire livelihood, and I will not stand by and let Christopher Cuck Nolan anywhere near another movie. As God is my witness. Is that better? Brand is good now? We back? We back, boys? All right. We good. All right, we're back. Fuck yeah.
Hey, Martha. And the VP's comments caused quite a bit of an outcry, an uproar on social media amongst the pro-Israel part of the party. But the White House appears to be backing J.D. Vance on this one. As you know, Vance.
By the way, she's hot.
Vance is the lead negotiator of the now blown up Memorandum of Understanding. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, as you said yesterday, and he claimed that there are people within the Israeli system that are trying to change American opinion about this conflict to keep this war going on indefinitely, whether that's through social media posts or leaking stories to reporters. Here's Caroline Levitt on that.
He said that there are some people within their system that we know beyond a shadow of a doubt who are manipulating and trying to change American public opinion to keep the war going on indefinitely. Does the president agree with that statement?
I think the president would certainly agree that, yes, foreign countries certainly do try to persuade American public opinion. There's no doubt about that. I think it's just a basic fact.
So Levitt says it is possible the president is going to begin his speech to the nation tonight with Iran and the economy as this conflict heats up. But Martha, it appears the primary subject tonight will be election integrity. And the president is bringing information, we are told, that will shock Americans. Martha.
Listen, I don't know what Trump has planned, but I'm excited to see what he's going to drop tonight. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. We shall see. But I just paused so I could look at her a few more minutes. But anyway, we are currently waiting to see. That's happening in about 22 minutes. Let's see. Trump bringing the house down? Maybe. Where did I leave off on super chats? I got to catch up really quick. Give me just a second. None of my super chats are working right now, man. Sith Lord Maga says, by not airing the speech on primetime, the media has exposed themselves as complicit in the crime, revoke their license, and begin arrests. All right, here's where I left off. Trying to find it. Okay, we got that one. B-Wee becomes a new member. Thank you. Tree Bear got that one. Got that one. Zach Murphy got that one. Dan Campbell got that one. Dermot Wormy got that one. John Jones says, Ben Shapiro's show today was him twisting JD's words on Joe Rogan and criticizing him in bad faith. Really? Really? I'm actually interested to know. I hope there's some clips about this online. I would love to see that. That's actually very interesting. So if there is some clips, please tag me in that on Twitter. All right, we got that one. Got that one. A Wolf says Odyssey was damn good. Well, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say I'm glad you liked it, or if I should say that I hope that everything bad happens to you in life. That's what the internet typically does. But you probably liked it more than me. But I'm glad you liked it, and you're a Tom Brady fan, so I respect you. Don't say that on Twitter though, because you'll get annihilated. George Farmer says Cyclops Cave, Giants Forest, and the final fight. Listen, there's some incredible moments in this movie, no doubt about it. Actually, most of that's not my problem. However, I have some minor criticisms on that, but my problems are more specific to Christopher Nolan. Joe Bitt says NBC and ABC will not show Trump's address. Surprised? I am not surprised at all. Mar Millen says probably missed a pre-stream chat grift tax. If not, have a stream chat grift tax as well. People are retarded. I didn't miss it. I did not miss it. I didn't. But thank you. I appreciate it, man. Star Wars Stripe says here to your brand damage. Thank you. I'm going to try to recover. I'm always going to be honest no matter what. Epic Reader has 10 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Thank you, Epic Reader. We're currently waiting for President Trump to go live. We are about 19 minutes away, so we're just going to have a little bit of fun before he gets here. BMCCB says, did you hear Nolan has a new movie? Kind of slid under the radar. Christopher Nolan? He has a new movie? What? No way. I don't think anybody's going to care. Jay Bordeaux says, is Trump announcing Sony going physical media? Dan Campbell says, told you you're not Jor-El. You're the Council of Krypton, you Judas. Jeremy Wormy says, I never said you were calling it me out. Just tried to take every chance to call you a tard. Don's third leg says, but will it flop? Answer Fig. No, it will not flop. Golden Nugget says, roses are red, violets are blue. Jeremy Gay, I just paid you. Dan Campbell says, I get to name Jeremy's next child. I'll ask chat to help. Pedro Pascal, Millie, all the cocks. Jimmy Ray says, brain damage tax. Turkey Jizz says, damaged brand tax. Jimmy Ray says, I meant brand. T Little says, brand damage tax. Jimmy Ray says, or did I? Don's third leg says, brand damage tax. What the fuck is going on in this chat? Scooter McGee says, if people laugh at Elliot, it's over. Clips are funny. Elliot's a bigger problem in the movie than I thought. I'm sorry, Ellen is a bigger problem in the movie than I thought. Ellen Page is a bigger problem than I anticipated. Robert says, Drand Bramage tax. Jack, son of Jack, says, is the movie good enough to see in theaters or should I wait till stream? I mean, I think that a movie like this is always going to be more beneficial to see in the biggest screen possible, but it's 3 hours, man. And if you're already on the fence, I would not try to push you over to the side to go see it. But it's a spectacle for sure. There's no doubt about that. It is a spectacle and it's an audience pleaser. Miniature Von thinks says Trump is going to drop evidence tonight that Odyssey's Rotten Tomato score is rigged by Democrats and China. Trabuco says, thanks to you, I enjoy Culver's Butterburger tax. Let's fucking go. Joey, a dollar, thank you. Dynamic says, probably equal. VJ the Vigil says, a brand damage. I thought being a Nolan simp was part of your brand. AI or Al Qaeda 199 says, hola snack bar. I had to be careful about that. Let me see. Vault 199 says Trump announcing his newest trading cards. Dude, if that's what Trump announces tonight, that would be the greatest thing ever. Uper Viking for 5 on Rumble says, my hopes are high. 2020 redemption tax. That's what I'm hoping for as well. That is what I'm hoping for. We shall see. We don't know. So right here, Bernie Moreno says he's been briefed on President Trump's speech tonight and believes it could be the most important Oval Office address since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Okay. Do you guys think, like, are we actually going to get the payoff tonight or not? What do you think? What do you think? Let's see here. I see Trump's communications guy calling out the cowards at NBC and ABC. Don't you want to hear the truth? All they want to do is they don't want you to hear the truth. All they want to do is hide the facts from you. Correct. Arrests need to be made. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but I don't think that's going to happen tonight. Having expectations is important. John Gets Gaming says, we just need a big boom on the RRGC headquarters. Let's give Iran a great gift by making mountains into mountain passes at big, beautiful plains. I actually saw something on Instagram. If I can find it, I really want to play this shit. Still don't really know how Instagram works. Saved. Okay. Is this it? I think this is it. Come on, Instagram, work for me. Damn it. Yeah, Instagram sucks. What's going on Instagram? There we go. Okay. So right here, this is Donald Trump if he were Gollum. Holy shit.
Donald Trump, but he plays Gollum in The Lord of the Rings. My precious, my beautiful, perfect, incredible, precious. Nobody has ever had a precious like this. Nobody. And they stole it. Baggins took it. Little Baggins, little guy. Very low energy, terrible habit, nasty feet, quite frankly. I've dealt with habits. I've dealt with a lot of habits. Not great people. Not great people. Okay? Very dishonest. Very, very dishonest people. We wants it. We needs it, quite frankly. Nobody has ever needed a precious more than us. You know, the fake news will never tell you that, never. You know, I saw a wizard the other day. They call him Gandalf the Grey, but now he's come back as Gandalf the White. That's not normal. People don't just do that. They don't just go gray and then come back white. It's very stupid. You know, we wants it and we needs it, and we're going to get it back, folks. We're going to get it because it's my precious, and, you know, they stole it from us. They stole it from us. And how about Saruman, by the way? What a total loser. You know, he's got a great, beautiful, big, tremendous tower, and he blew it. He totally blew it. This is my impression of Donald Trump.
Oh, fuck, man. So damn good. So damn good. There's a couple of those. I saw this one. All the guys know that this is true, okay? Luckily, I'm pretty tall, but this is pretty fucking accurate right here. Hang on. I got to refresh it right here. So when below 5'4" walks into the fucking into the elevator.
You going up, pal? How's it going, guy? What's up, dude? What floor do you need?
Going up.
Hey.
Going up. Going up. Going up. Going up.
Hey, buddy. You going up, pal?
Hey, buddy. Hey, little guy. Hey, little Kata. How you doing, little guy? All right. CNN is also not airing tonight. Let them do all the damage they need to do to themselves. No one for $19.99 says just got out of the Odyssey. Big ol' yawn on this one. Watch Troy or Gifts of Sydney Sweeney instead. Movie was gay. We do like, you know what? Because you asked in a very, very respectable way, the audience is going to get that. Okay? Not going to be a long one. Okay? But you got that one, no one. Okay? We're going to let you have that one because I think the people deserve it right there. Okay? There you go. Thank you for the 20. Joshua says, to be honest, I don't know what it could be about. I am hoping that it has something to do with the SAVE Act, and that he found a way to get it passed without Thune. I don't know if it's about 2020. What can he do, if anything? Well, I mean, I'm only speculating, but I do believe that if 2020 can be proven, I'm hoping that this can open the door for 2028. That is a crazy scenario that probably makes no fucking sense, but I am wishfully thinking. That's just pure speculation on my part, though. I have no idea. Pippi Bird says, I'm glad I decided to go on half price day. Dr. Down says, I bet he says what we already know. The 2020 election was stolen, and that's it. No one will be held accountable per usual. Let's hope not. Let's hope it's more than that. The glory of Rome is forever, says Trump should kick ABC and NBC out of the White House press corps. The problem is they go and do this. And this is what aggravates me about Trump. They go and they don't cover his primetime announcement, but guess who's the first people he calls when he wants to address something? He's going to call these same clowns. It pisses me off that he does this shit. It's like, Trump, they are literally working against you and the American people. And he's going to pick up the phone tomorrow and have a fucking interview with them and give them ratings and give them content and give them access. He does it all the fucking time. It drives me crazy. Zinni Biscuit says there are AI videos of Trump in the Harry Potter movies. They're hilarious. We need Slytherin, Trump, and JD Advance team up. Kenny Justice says, sent you a DM, thought you would laugh at it. Same name as here. Also, I'm really wondering what Trump will say. I only get news from y'all. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I will check that out. Beastie Master, Spider-Man, Punisher, and MJ in the Odyssey tax. They are. They are. Let's see. Wanted to see if
he is the finance chairman for the Republican National Committee in this election cycle. So he's going to be doing a lot to raise money for Republican candidates who are going to be on the ballot this fall. I think Vance would like the Trump administration to be seen as an administration that is interested in the economy, is interested in affordability, is interested in keeping its campaign promises from 2024. And so he
legalize adulthood. Brand damage super chat says breaking IDOT War Force Unit 199 checking in with more Iranian, what is that? Dinars for your drone operation. Dave Rubin called. He said he once saw one that was like a bent corkscrew. Now that was odd to see. LFG.
What?
Thank you, Legalize Adulthood. We also got a 20 gifted membership. 20 gifted memberships in Legalize Adulthood. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you kind of, that one caught me off guard a little bit. So didn't need to hear that one, but I did, didn't I? Thank you. Link Okanobi says, what's up, Jeremy? I made a review for the Odyssey and I gave it a decent review. It's not great, but it's not bad, but decent. I put my review on Criticless, YouTube, and Rumble. Glad I watched it early so I could be home to watch your channel. That's what's up, brother. Thank you so much, Linko. That's a very dangerous place to be at on this movie. You either need to say that it is a cinematic masterpiece and it is perfect in every way, or it is the literal worst piece of shit that was ever created. That take ain't gonna make nobody happy. Trust me. There's gonna be a lot of people mad about it, but thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And yeah, sorry you didn't love it, but I didn't either. So, but I will have a lot to say. I will have a lot to say. Peter with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Appreciate it. So what's the verdict on the Odyssey? Worth the watch? That's all like up to an individual perspective. I would never recommend anybody go see a movie they don't want to go see. I would never try to force anybody to see one. If you're on the fence, without leaving, I'll leave my issues out of it for now because I'll discuss those more in depth tomorrow. But just from a spectacle standpoint, it's incredible in IMAX. It's unbelievable. So look at that. Og Dog just dropped $1. Okay? $1. Let's fucking go. Damn. That's the first. That's the first. I'm happy, Og Dog. I'm happy that you got your mom's credit card and you dropped $1, brother.
Networks were truly serving the public interest, they would air it, and as a country, we would collectively resolve to take action. So clearly, some of these senators have been briefed on the contents of the speech tonight. We here are going to hear it from the president himself in a few moments here. Representative Miller saying, be sure to tune into the president's remarks tonight at 8 Central, 9 p.m.
If you're tuning in, we're just a few minutes away from President Trump's address to the nation. There is an insane amount of hype surrounding this. There's a lot of speculation as to what it's going to be. We're hearing stuff like this, that it could be the most important Oval Office address since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Is that how it's going to be? I don't know, but we'll see. Haas von Butterdutch, thank you for becoming a new member. Jacoby says, how long was Lupita and Elliot in the Odyssey? Way too much. I mean, that's the easy answer, is way too much. Way too much. Meaning they shouldn't have been in it at all. Way too fucking much. Knee-high spy for $50 says, just because I'm tired from assembling a TV stand, now I can see you proper on my Sony 77-inch TV. Jeremy, please don't use HD camera. It is an HD camera, and I don't even have, hang on. I'm turning on the beauty filter. Hang on. Look at that. Whoa. Look at that beauty filter. Look at that. All right, we're turning that shit off. All right, no more beauty filters. Fucking crazy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Really do appreciate it, brother. Kevin Hunt says, God dang it. What's up, Kevin? How are you? Let's see here. Is Trump talking about election fraud or Iran? I think he's talking about election fraud. I think, but no one knows. Maybe both. Probably equal. Holy shit. Wait a minute. What?
What?
There we go. Okay. All right. Now we're cooking. Okay. John freaking Murdoch for a proper 199. Just kidding. Here's to Trump, hoping that Trump announcement leads to something happy, Jessica. Let's freaking go. Thank you. Dark Red Knight becomes a new member. Thank you, Dark Red Knight. Appreciate it. All right. I got the feed pulled up. Let's see what happens. Storm Shadow says Trump announcing war on Nolan for Odyssey. Haas von Butterdutch says, I've been a member for 33 months, tax. 33 months. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right. Thank you, John. Glory of Rome is forever $1. You guys are all doing the dollar crap now. Legalize adulthood with this effed up proper 199. And you know what? Before Trump goes live, we got proper 199s flying. We've got to celebrate the only way we know how here in the snake pit. Okay. It's the only way we know how. That and the red dress. Okay. I didn't forget legalize adulthood. Don't get mad at me. I didn't forget. Okay. I would never forget that. Would never do it. GP Baylor says, hey, Jeremy, is it fair to review the Odyssey like Man of Steel, whereas Man of Steel is a good movie, but a terrible Superman movie? So is the Odyssey a good movie, but a terrible movie about the Odyssey? GP Baylor. Damn. I don't know how you've read my mind, but that is, I'm not saying that's exactly how I feel about it, but I think that's a fair criticism. A very fair criticism. I think that one of the biggest problems of this movie is his name, The Odyssey. I think that's one of the biggest problems. And it's set in ancient Greece. It's set in ancient Greece, and it's called The Odyssey. That creates so many fucking problems with things that Nolan did in this movie. It creates huge problems. So, all right, we're getting ready. Kevin from 50 says Candace Owens tax explosive show she be crushing. Kevin loves Candace Owens. Thank you, Kevin. All right, we're getting ready.
Right now, as we get ready to cover President Trump's speech. And guess who's not covering it? Some in the mainstream media are deciding, let's have some censorship today in the United States of America. Why are they so afraid to cover something that reveals truth, evidence, receipts, and facts? We know what happened in 2020. We know what happened in 2020. So we're going to hear from President Trump here shortly. Again, this is going to be, I'm hearing, maybe a speech that is lasting about 23 minutes, that per some sources. So we'll see as that happens here, as it's now 8 o'clock on the Central Time Zone, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. Thanks so much for watching from coast to coast, including the Mountain Time Zone, the Pacific Time Zone. We're getting ready now. As we saw earlier, Carolyn Leavitt back at that podium for the White House press briefing, which was pretty awesome to see her back after maternity leave, and obviously a rock star, the GOAT of press secretaries.
I will get it,
press today, especially the press that was so concerned about.
I don't want to miss Trump.
President
I will
Trump's
get
speech
it
tonight.
I got you, brother. I got you.
And they were all concerned about it. Well, you can watch it right here, and you can watch it in conservative media and to the other networks that are actually airing it. So great to see that. And those of you watching on your phone, whether it's
I've
on
already
X
seen
or
it.
Rumble or YouTube or the app, thank you so much for doing so. Pass this link around to your friends and family. And guess what? We'll be live here tomorrow as well, covering 24/7 news here at RSBN and into next week. We know that September 9th and 10th is the midterm RNC National Convention as well. So a lot going on in the upcoming few months into the midterm elections. And of course, we see the president meeting with various leaders at the White House as well, just like earlier this week with the Iraqi prime minister. So you can see it all pretty much here on RSBN. So thanks so much again for live streaming in. It's all about we the people. Let's go to President Trump.
Before we begin, I'm proud to report that our country is safer, stronger, and far wealthier than it has ever been before. We are doing great. Less than 2 years ago, we inherited an economic and social disaster. After the worst inflation in 48 years, the wide open borders with millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, including criminals of all types, and 11,888 murders, many of whom killed more than one person. We had transgender for everybody, men and women sports, crime ravaging our cities, and the whole world was laughing at us as a nation, but not anymore. 2 years ago, our country was dead. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. America is respected like we have never been respected before. We have more money being invested in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. More Americans are working today than ever before. This week, it was announced that inflation saw the largest monthly decline in more than 6 years. Just happened. It was just given out. The media reported it, and we accept it. The best in 6 years. The tax cuts in our great, big, beautiful bill are saving hardworking families thousands and thousands of dollars, like with the provisions, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, along with the interest deduction on a loan used to purchase a car, but only if that car is made in America, and a 100% expensing for our job-creating businesses. Our stock markets are at their highest point in many years, but we can actually say of all time. And your 401ks, pensions, and retirement accounts are setting records every single day, the highest in history. For years, we paid the highest price for prescription drugs anywhere in the world. Now we pay the lowest price under my most favored nations policy, because I was able to get the rest of the world and the pharmaceutical companies to act responsibly. Drug prices are coming down by 70, 80, and 90%. TrumpRx.gov, this will ultimately reduce the cost of healthcare, you have to go to trumprx.gov and take advantage of it. But the cost of healthcare is coming way down because of what we've done with prescription drugs. And with Trump accounts, every child in America now has access to a tax-free investment account to save for their future. Billions and billions of dollars are being invested, put in by companies and individuals to take care of our children so that at age 18, they will have potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in their account, and they'll get off to a great start in life. So for that, go to trumpaccounts.gov and sign up your child or any child who'd like to sign up. Our previously wide open borders have been transformed into the most secure borders in the history of our country, with 0 illegal aliens being admitted to the United States in the past 14 months. That is 0. Nobody thought it was possible. We had the worst border
Send more
in the
money.
history of our country, and now we have the best. Crime is plummeting nationwide, with the murder rate at its lowest level since 1900, or more than 125 years ago. We're making a record investment in our armed forces, and we have the strongest and most powerful military by far anywhere in the world. I built it during my first term, and unfortunately, we're forced to use it now. We won in Venezuela, which is now working with us to produce millions and millions of barrels of oil. We are likewise winning big in Iran, and you will see the fruits of that labor very, very shortly. America is back and doing really well, but we still have a major challenge that must be urgently addressed, because no country can be great without fair and honest elections. You have to trust your country, because if there can be no trust, there can be no greatness. And that's very simple. No trust, no greatness. For many years, I've called for bold, swift, and decisive action to protect the integrity of America's elections. Every American deserves to know that when they cast their vote, that vote will be counted accurately in a system, and that is to make that system secure, one where cheating and interference are not just difficult, but virtually impossible. Unfortunately, the system we have today falls catastrophically short of that standard. Tonight, I'm announcing the immediate declassification and release of critical intelligence revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure. This evidence shows that the election system we have dangerously exposes, and really exposes like levels never thought possible, to hacking, exploitation, and foreign interference. Just as disturbingly, this vital information has for many years been covered up and hidden from you, the American people, our beautiful, our great American people. But that all changes right now. The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people, along with the staff of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, supported by our top intelligence agency chiefs, who have all personally reviewed the findings. We are presenting this evening and fully confirmed their authenticity. You can see these documents for yourself at whitehouse.gov. That's whitehouse.gov. Go check it out. Our purpose in disclosing this information is not to weaken confidence in election, but to earn that confidence by confronting vulnerabilities and correcting them very, very quickly. And that's what we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China assigned a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country, a standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say. The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 presidential election itself. Separately, in mid-2019, the Chinese government's strategy against the United States was focused on undermining domestic confidence in the U.S. president. They wanted to just make you sound like your president wasn't so hot, when actually your president has done a great job, and they did everything possible to do exactly that. Going on, this document says, and this is by the CIA, the strategy included efforts to use Chinese contacts with big U.S. companies to influence U.S. business leaders to turn against the President of the United States of America. The Chinese government sought to identify U.S. journalists who had reported negatively on the U.S. president and pay them large sums of money to write more negative articles about him, as many as they could, and they didn't care what they said. The Chinese government wanted U.S. president to lose the next election, and the reason they wanted me to lose is because they knew I was wise to them, charged them billions and billions of dollars worth of tariffs, and built the strongest military anywhere in the world. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world. These are exact quotes from the CIA reporting. The name of the person doing the quote is now under review, but it gets even worse. Raw intelligence obtained by the FBI in 2020, yet buried by rogue bureaucrats, stated that China's activities even included an attempt to manufacture illegal ballots for Joe Biden. Documents show that during this period, dozens of significant CIA and NSA reports about China's election targeting were kept out of the presidential briefing. These were briefings I would get almost every day. Everything was kept out that was of importance. One email among intelligence analysts admitted that they had, quote, deliberately massaged the presidential daily briefing to withhold information regarding Chinese activities related to the election. Another official inside the FBI wrote that she was running, quote, a shadow government, unquote, to keep intelligence about China's election meddling from becoming known and to keep it away from the honorable press. Other officials who witnessed such efforts perceived the motivations to be blatantly political. Recently, we found significant numbers of burn bags in formation, and this is a group of bags that were used to destroy information given by President Barack Hussein Obama to be burned. It was supposed to be burned. These bags were supposed to be at a different level by different people, incinerated and checked, but it never happened. Maybe we got lucky. We believe this was not done on purpose, but rather through gross incompetence of the people that were supposed to burn the bags. But the findings are stunning. Today, I'm asking the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal charges, if appropriate, against these people. Yet concealing China's meddling was only the beginning. The third set of documents we are releasing proves that for many years, Americans were blatantly lied to about the security of our election infrastructure, including electronic voting machines and ballot counting systems, dishonest, almost all. They're vulnerable and they're easily compromised, and people within our government knew that. Tonight, we're publishing a series of previously classified U.S. intelligence community assessments and other reports proving that our government has long known these machines are extremely exposed to attack. As one assessment states, we judge that the United States adversaries, including at a minimum Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, as well as non-state groups, have the capability to compromise U.S. election infrastructure. That's unquote, but that's some statement, isn't it? Made by supposedly great patriots of our country. The document goes on to further state that, quote, we assess that centralized election-related data repositories, such as voter registration databases, poll books, and other official election websites, are most vulnerable to exploitation, and adversaries could use this access to these systems to disrupt election processes within the United States of America. Tonight, we're releasing all of those findings, and spanning from January 2020 to June 2026. This is a cyber threat aimed at the very heart of our democracy. Many people have questioned whether it could actually be possible to electronically manipulate vote totals or change election results on these terrible machines. Today, we are releasing documents that show the CIA obtained reporting of a specific plot to do a big number in favor of the corrupt Maduro regime in Venezuela. And that's exactly what happened, conspiring to digitally rig their own country's elections in 2020, and that's what they did. This reporting included precise details about methods to regime develop to digitally alter vote totals in ways that could not be detected even with an audit, no matter how deep they went. This intelligence underscores why we must take urgent action to ensure that our own system can never, ever be hacked or compromised like it was in the past. The fourth set of documents reveals that even when significant evidence of fraud has been detected, it has been buried and covered up. Among the disclosures tonight are FBI files detailing evidence of alleged fraud by a large-scale voter registration operation in Michigan. In 2020, Michigan State Police raided a Democrat Get Out the Vote organization, corrupt group in Muskegon. And we're so concerned by what they found. They were just so concerned. They couldn't believe it, actually. that they contacted the FBI in Detroit. The documents state that some canvassers admitted to FBI agents that they signed voter registration forms in other people's names, submitted fraudulent registration for people who did not exist, and received gift cards tied to their number of applications that they produced. In other words, it was pay, play, and cheat. The FBI agents working on the case believe that crimes were committed, yet the Biden Department of Justice slow-walked the investigation and killed it. Tonight, I'm asking the FBI director to ensure that the matter is fully investigated and to work with the Department of Justice to prosecute those responsible for any crimes. Finally, to reveal just how vulnerable our elections continue to be, we are releasing the results of a stunning investigation by the Department of Homeland Security. According to the DHS review, state voter rolls and public records, they identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens who are registered to vote in federal elections. Since Democrat states refuse to share their voter files, the real number is actually much higher than that. Yet, even this limited analysis found more than 250,000 foreigners illegally registered to vote. Put together, these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible. Hundreds of millions of U.S. voter files are in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking and manipulation and corruption. China and other countries have been trying to meddle in our elections. Evidence of fraud has been buried. Hundreds of thousands of non-citizens and dead people are listed and active on the voter rolls, and yet we still have elections with no voter ID, no proof of citizenship, and tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail. As one example of the insanity, California's recent election for mayor of LA and governor was held on June 2nd, a long time ago, but it was just completed a few days ago on July 10th. Think of that, much more than 1 month. Took a month to count the votes. I wonder what they were doing. This is worse than any third world country. There's no third world country that has elections like we have. In a rare move, NBC and ABC Fake News have both said that they would not cover this speech. They knew what it was about because of the fact that they don't like the topic, because they know how corrupt our system is and they don't want to reveal it. They and others in the media are part of a plot. They want to continue this fraud for whatever reason. They want to keep it going. They want to protect the radical left. They can't have a great country, and that's true. You can't have a great country without free and fair elections. Fraud like this should mean a revocation of their licenses. They use our public multi-billion-dollar in value airways for absolutely no money. They pay nothing. All we want is honesty in our elections and honesty in reporting. They pay nothing for multi-billion-dollar assets. Great damage has been done to our country. Our elections were left vulnerable to being rigged and stolen, and the trust of the American people was lost. This cannot be allowed to continue. Every American, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, or otherwise, should be able to agree that we deserve the most secure, honest, and fair election system anywhere in the world. Secure elections should be a partisan, we should be together, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everybody, and it should not be a partisan issue. It should cause to unite us, not to divide us. This should be a cause. We should be united, not divided. In light of the brand new and irrefutable information I have revealed tonight, my administration is in the process of notifying the states whose election data was compromised by the People's Republic of China and many others. We will be working closely to mitigate any harm, and we're taking swift action to ensure that sensitive voter data is better protected So we can never be bought, we can never be hacked, and we can never watch a stolen election again. Tomorrow, the Secretary of Homeland Security will hold a briefing to outline his department's recent work confirming cyber vulnerabilities in our electronic voting systems. They are bad. We're in the process of informing governors, senators, and members of Congress of potential issues in their states. If you look at voting today, it's in such bad shape in so many states, and we are committing to fix it. And we're also committing to be working with those states and local jurisdictions to help them fix and patch known technical vulnerabilities before the midterm elections. We have very important elections coming up. We want those elections to be honest. I've also ordered DHS to notify every state about non-citizens on their voter rolls and direct them to remove all ineligible voters from the lists immediately. But most importantly, addressing this crisis of election security demands that Congress must pass the Save America Act.
Get it
How
done.
easy is that to do?
Get it done.
Unless you want to cheat.
Get it done.
The only reason you wouldn't do it is you want to cheat because your policies are so bad and your candidates are so pathetic that you can't get away or can't get elected any other way. This landmark bill requires that all voters must show photo voter ID. How simple is that? Could I have your photo, please? Photo voter ID. All voters must provide proof of citizenship. Are you a citizen of our country, please? And hopefully there will be no corrupt mail-in ballots, which if you watched California and so many other places, mail-in ballots are inherently corrupt. So you would have no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel if you're going away on business or vacation. These reforms are urgently needed to stop the vulnerabilities that I've mentioned. To all Americans, I ask you to pick up your phone tomorrow, call your representatives in the House and Senate, and demand that they pass the Save America Act without delay. Together, we will restore faith and confidence in our country, and we will be bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Thank you. God bless you. God bless our great military, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
President Trump dropped some bombs tonight, literally and figuratively, depending on where you are in the world. That situation with China, 220 million U.S. citizen voter files. They hacked that many. That is insane. I am truly astonished at that. That is absolutely incredible. So yeah, that's a lot. He did not, though. He did. He absolutely did. That was a huge piece of news right there. Putting that out there, putting it out there and putting them on blast, putting it on Front Street, building up this announcement, getting all eyes on top of this. There's a reason for putting that out there. There's a reason that he wanted to put that information out there. Bill Hurd for 50 says the Odyssey was decent. I enjoyed myself, but casting is bad. Lots of DEI, not just the main ones. Mentioned some feminist messaging too. Ellen Page virtually replaces Achilles, but I still love the elements of it despite terrible stuff, so I'm mixed. I agree with some of what you just said, and I disagree with others, but overall, our opinions are very closely aligned after me watching it one time. I didn't love the movie like I thought I would. Do I overall like it? Probably, but it's close. I've got to unpack a lot more and think about it and discuss it, but it certainly did not meet my expectations. So Gremlin for 20 says that you know how you can fix the voting machines. Have Musk make them and make everyone but his illegal. Watch how fast the Democrats use paper ballots. You're damn right. You're damn right. Am I going to see it again tomorrow? I'm seeing it again tonight. I already had plans for that. But thank you, Gremlin. I appreciate it. Elwing Secret Garden. It's the Jews' fault. That's always it, man. It's always the Jews, according to the internet. Minister of Front thinks says, guys, calm down. Trump is giving the summary. The FBI, CIA director have the proof. That is the most important aspect of tonight. We have the receipts. We have the receipts. Yes, we do. Jew Abaka, thank you for the 199. Let's see. Dang, I was really hoping this was going to be about aliens. Gold Standard. Listen, Gold Standard. I really do appreciate that you hate me. I really hope you get a raise at your job so you can actually send me more money. But hey, whatever works. Whatever works, okay? It's all good. It's all good. But we appreciate it, man. I know you saved up for 3 months so you can send me that super chat. So good job, buddy. The horror host says, I will say White House is kind of bad to navigate, and I had to go to is it Kiwi Farms to get the docs. Gold Center sent two $5 super chat. You know what? Gold Standard, I'm going to drop some gifted memberships in the chat because of you. Because Gold Standard probably spent either his V-Bucks for Fortnite or his lunch money to send these super chats. Okay? And if you're spending your V-Bucks for Fortnite, we have to be respectful of that. Okay? So you spent V-Bucks. We're going to gift memberships for you because of that. Okay? So this is for Gold Standard since he spent all of his Fortnite V-Bucks. Hail to you, brother. Congratulations. We got gifties in the chat. Man, you couldn't even get that new Odyssey skin, could you, on Fortnite? It's all right. I'll be playing Fortnite tomorrow night on D-Day Cobra Gaming. Okay. So there you have it. All right. Lord Botha says if mainstream isn't covering it, it means it's probably actually serious news that they're scared for people to hear. You nailed it right there. Steel Leg of Visitor says, Jeremy, can you show the pic I tagged you in? I found Kata in the Fortnite and as a Sprite. Just got his Sprite, so you will laugh your butt off. Be blessed. I'll see if I can track that down. My mentions are kind of a mess since I made that Odyssey tweet to piss everybody off. Trish Page says, I stopped Dutton Ranch to watch the snake pit. Look at that. Super Steve says he's announcing he is being added to Mount Rushmore. He damn sure should be. That's for sure. Benjamin Loken says, better than $1. Trump, he's right. Knights of Ben. I'm so sorry I missed this earlier. Yo, Snake Eyes, I heard you talk about G.I. Joe movies the other day. Did you ever watch the real G.I.s in Band of Brothers? I still have not. I know. I was actually going to try to do a watch party of that. I just never got around to it. But I plan to. One of these days. Got that one. Andrew with $1. Thank you. Dermy with $1. Thank you. Cucker Tarlson says, don't turn in tonight. Watch me and my totally not gay lumberjack non-Muslim show instead. Please, guys, I'm totally legit. My backers told me. Let's see. Og Dog with the $2. Thank you. Andrew says, what's up, Grifter Hale? Mark of Reality. You sent those in earlier. I've been wrestling with the idea of 2 senators from GA being put in office with fraudulent elections. The Constitution says each house should regulate itself. It makes, and that makes JD the president of the Senate. JD should have them removed. Any ideas? I don't know if anybody in the chat responded to this or not, but obviously with what's going on in Georgia right now and the election fraud, I think that they are trying to build a bigger case nationwide about voter fraud. I don't think that Georgia in isolation matters as much as the bigger picture. I think that that's one piece to the puzzle. So I think that that's one piece to a much bigger puzzle that they are building in terms of election fraud across the entire country. That would be my guess. So, but I mean, I could be wrong. Let's see. The fact that you're not raving about the Odyssey is that you realize how bad it was. End of story. Nolan's finished. Grifter, go cry Nolan. Yeah, he'll never make another movie again. It's all over. Nolan's career's done after he makes another $1 billion movie that audiences are going to love. Let's see here. We need government-sanctioned MMA fights between politicians as an alternative to having to vote for bills. Wrestler Town says he's diluting to whatever message he's about to deliver. Get to it. Beastie Man, I got that one. Maximus says, where my preets at? Oh yeah, you did get me. Ministry of Wrong Think. Ever since Jeremy's Odyssey take, I can't trust his opinions anymore. Bro, the question you need to ask yourself is, why did you trust him to begin with? The fuck is wrong with you? The fact that you trusted me to begin with should be the reason you shouldn't trust your own opinions. Okay? But here, hang on. For anyone that's upset over my Odyssey opinion, all right, hang on. Let's do this. I got you. Okay, hang on. Just clip this out, okay? Clip this out and replay it, and you will feel so much better, okay? If you're ready, okay? Here we go. Christopher Nolan's Odyssey is the worst film I have ever seen. It's trash, and if you think it's trash, I agree with you. Your favorite YouTuber agrees with you. It's the worst movie ever made, and everyone that likes it is the worst human being on the planet. And you are the smartest because you don't like it, and neither does your favorite YouTuber. There you go. Okay, now, see? You're good. We're covered, man. It's all good. Now it's over. See, we're good, bro. Okay? Now your favorite YouTuber agrees with you, okay? So all good. We're good. We got all the bases covered around here. Let me see. Ministry of Wrong Thing. That was good. I did not know that was you, but I do appreciate it. But in all fairness, I think that people's criticism prior to this movie are justified. I think that a lot of people's worries 100% justified. I can't disagree with those prior concerns. I just disagree with the method in which people went about them, but I don't disagree with the concerns that people had because they were justified after watching the movie. Sith Lord MAGA, where's the arrest? George with a $5. Thank you. Elite Goose plus one says, okay, but is anyone going to jail? Son of Jack says, so the mainstream media won't air this, so people can't watch it live, but I'm sure they are going to clip it out of context and fact check it. You're 100% right. They will. Sleazy says, cool speech, but none of it matters if no one gets arrested. Flamingo Key says, hail to 199 and hail Donald Trump. Thank God we don't have Kamala Ding Dong as someone, somehow our president. That is true. I think we all agree with that one. Bill Herb got that one. JDT says, some Ting Wong. Holy shit. Holy crap. Incoherent name. For $500. Oof. Bad timing on that. Somebody said you're nobody's favorite YouTuber. I'm probably in incoherent names at least top 50, okay? $500 says actual happening tax. Was starting to doubt we'd ever get to election rigging. Never stop fighting. Dude. You know what? I don't know what. I was trying to look for a clip to play. Fuck it. We'll just play this one.
And this is how much it was. $500 donation! You know what he says? Nothing. Drops $500 on the table. Looks over at everybody at the poker table. Dropped it on there. Moonwalked right out of the saloon, double doors. Didn't say anything. Spurs on his boots. Couple holstered. handguns, cowboy hat, thick mustache. Dropped the money on the table, looked at everybody square in their eye, and just moonwalked right out of the saloon double door. Didn't say shit. Didn't say anything. There's no message there. Didn't say jack shit. And you have to be a cocky son of a bitch. First and foremost, that's not cheap. You got to be a cocky son of a bitch to drop $500 and just bounce the fuck out of there and don't say nothing. I respect that.
I respect that. Thank you, Incoherent Name, you freaking mad lad. Holy crap, man. Absolutely insane. I was not prepared for that, but thank you so much. Unbelievable support, but it is a time to be very, very excited because, listen, I am not of the, as a Trump supporter, I'm not of the belief that Donald Trump is playing 5D chess at all times. I'm just not. I think Trump operates off gut instincts a lot of the time. I do think that Trump is ahead of the curve on many things. I do think that he thinks forward a lot. I just don't think that he thinks as forward as a lot of Trump supporters do, because a lot of Trump supporters think Trump is thinking like 150 years into the future. And I don't think that at all. But I do think that he's thinking a few steps ahead, and he does think about things in advance, but he often operates off of a gut instinct. And yeah, man, it's just, it's good that we're moving in this direction. And if voter fraud does not get addressed, if voter fraud doesn't get addressed, we don't have a country no matter what Trump does. We just don't. We have no country. All we're doing is we're just wasting time with Trump being an entertaining person that happens to be president. Because if we don't get election fraud and election interference cleaned up, we don't have a country. And all we're doing is we're just enjoying memes and an entertaining guy that has the title of president for a few years. It upsets the leftoids' minds for a bit, but as soon as they get back in power, it's fucking over with, So that's the perspective we got to have on that. Laura says, holy freaking cow, that was a brilliant move. Thank you, Laura. I don't know if that was for me or Trump, but I'll take credit for it. Thank you, Gremlin, for that 20. Bill Hurd for that 50. Helen of Detroit for $1. Thank you. Pee-wee says, because I'm double wide trailer rich. Let's freaking go. Bill Herb says, how the critics see the Odyssey is how I see Interstellar, and how the critics see Interstellar is how I see the Odyssey, if that makes sense. I agree. I mean, Interstellar is my favorite movie. So we are on the same page on that 100%. Thank you, Bill. SCJC says, potential final interview with my first post Navy job tomorrow. Wish me luck and hail the 199. Good luck, brother. Everybody in the chat, throw some good vibes out there. George Make Toast, crisp high five. Thank you. Andy says, my local news station is not covering the speech either. They are scared. Saratoga says, although Trump implied the deep state and others were complicit in the election fraud, it sounds like foreign interference is the actual bigger direct threat. Do you agree? I do agree. Which is why Hillary Clinton and the Democrats and the mainstream media were constantly saying Russia, Russia, Russia. Because they knew that there was election interference going on with foreign entity. But as I've said many times, it's always about like when I'm constantly told that I have to look here, you probably don't want me looking there. And that's kind of how the whole thing goes. Buster Nutsmash says the best thing Trump did was not bring up Georgia. He got everyone to think and talk about it beforehand. Great strategy. Agreed. Grapdollar Sammer says Ben's sister isn't on Epic Verse stream. Unwatchable. Munpup says Band of Brothers and Pacific are watch immediately, and you watch the Odyssey first. Get the fuck out. I'll watch the Odyssey 5 more times now just to piss you off. Data Crash Nomad says butthurt tax for anyone who is upset that someone doesn't agree with their opinion on a movie shouldn't matter, especially this guy. Hail the 199. Thank you. The worst thing to do if you really don't want me to watch the Odyssey is you probably should not complain that I like the Odyssey. Like that would probably not be a good thing. So the more you complain, the more I'm going to go watch it. Bill Herb says, I agree with you on a lot of things, but Jeremy, you slightly disagree with me on a movie. I can no longer support you. You probably never actually liked G.I. Joe as well. It's all been a lie. It's all a lie. It's all over. Thank you, Bill Herb. Diesel says, Jared, been watching you for years and had to say it to, I think you're a business genius. What you've built with G&G blows my mind. You are the opposite of dumb, brother. Much love from a fellow Alabamian. Well, I hope you're an Alabama fan. Roll Tide. But even if I were smart, we don't need to ever call me that on the internet because it works better if people think I'm dumb. So, okay. But thank you. Roll Tide. Hopefully. VJ says, can I get 5 big booms for Iran? Yes, you can. Right here.
Bomb the shit out of them. Only Rosie O'Donnell. Crooked Joe Biden. No, get those lights off. Off. He died like a dog. He died like a coward. You can't do it. It's disgusting.
Bill Hurst is my brother, who's more of a normie, liked the movie too. He wasn't a fan of Ellen Page too. He was glad she was barely in it. So Jeremy was right. Yes, normies are going to eat the Odyssey up big time. Mumblewick says A-team. Thank you. Cajanator for 20 on Rumble says, let's see the perp walks. Democrats in shackles would be awesome and ironic with their history. Thank you so much. Mod Eric says San Francisco has a non-citizen member of the CCP heading election and election counting. Case 21st says, Jeremy, you're like a cigarette in a Great Britain because you're a blank. Epic Mike sucks, and me and okay, whatever. Okay. Mod Eric says this is 10 times more than you are worth. Streamer for a whole $1. Joshua says, bro, when is the next car video? Missed car videos, jingle and opening. I need to do more of those. I know people have been asking for those, so you keep asking me, and eventually I'll do it. Keep asking me, and it will happen at some point. I promise. Okay. But yeah, let's see. Look at this. President Trump's newly declassified election documents show Venezuela had compromised election infrastructure dating back to 2004. Trump has dropped bombs tonight. Okay. Literally and figuratively. So there you have it. Man. And yeah, man. China tried to manufacture fake ballots for Joe Biden. What is happening? Like, I'm telling you, man, this is a big announcement. People can dismiss it because they think that, like, oh, we heard this and we heard that. Remember, like, dude, this was a huge announcement that he just did in prime time in front of everybody. I know. And the fact that the mainstream media didn't cover it. Trump knows how to play them like a fucking fiddle. Donald Trump plays the mainstream media better than anybody has ever played anyone. It is incredible. The fact that they didn't air any of this only gives credibility to everything he's doing, and everybody knows it. He is phenomenal at this. He's absolutely phenomenal. So this is what he does. Kalito says, hail to 199, RIP Kyle Busch, forever a legend, go Trump. RIP Kyle Busch. I still can't believe Kyle Busch is no longer with us. It's it's hard to process that Kyle Busch is no longer with us. It really is. Cucker Tarlson says, I give the Odyssey 2.5, 2 out of 5 goats, not enough Muslims. There was a lot of diversity in that fucking movie, though. Ugh. Anyway, way too much. Way too much. No country can be great without fair and honest elections. Well said, President Trump. Well said. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about here, or not the last thing, but just it's more of it, but I kind of want to recap. So President Trump just exposed a deep state for covering up the largest breach of voter registration in history. They knew this was happening in 2020. They conspired to hide it from President Trump. And then what did they try to do after they stole 2020? What did they try to do? What did they try to do? They tried to put him in prison. They tried to put him in prison multiple times. They tried everything they could. And when they couldn't put him in prison, what did they do? They tried to kill him. They tried to kill him multiple times. Multiple times they tried to kill this man after trying to put him in prison. It's insane what we have witnessed since Donald Trump came down that escalator at Trump Tower. We will never witness anything like this in our lifetimes again. Nothing. Not even close. Let's see. I don't know what is your name? I don't know how to say your name, but we have to start somewhere. JD Vance needs to boot the GA senators. I don't disagree, but I think that if Georgia, and again, this is all speculation on my part, if Georgia is part of a bigger picture, you don't want to just go in there and upset that right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think if Georgia's part of the bigger picture, you just give it time. You give it time. So Jameson says Trump did WWE and he treats the media like that. You are correct about that. You are absolutely correct. Saturn Dreaming of Mercury for $20 says you can't stump the Trump. You certainly cannot. It is pretty much impossible. They've tried over and over again. But anyway, full-on treason, 220 million voter files, including names, addresses, phone numbers, political affiliations, and more, have been stolen by China. 220 million. That is what? And they all knew about it. Everybody that was in power in 2020 knew all about it. That's crazy, man. Diesel says, I'm sorry, Jer. You're going to hate me, brother. I lived 30 minutes from Auburn most of my life. Love Auburn. Respect Bama. We suck, but I still love them. Yeah, we're just gonna have to end the stream now. Diesel's just depressed me. I thought we were cool. But I mean, I've already learned, like, if we don't agree on a movie, then you can't support me anyway. But the fact that you're a Barner, like, what are we doing? So I have to end the stream now. I thought we were cool. I thought something, I thought we'd be friends, but I'm kidding. Of course. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. He knows how serious football is in the state of Alabama. Let's see. MN Stars for 5 says people are just hating on the Odyssey because Nolan decided to put Ellen Page's brother in it for a few minutes. It'll still be successful. It will be successful. That's for sure. Narco says, hey, Jared, thanks for letting us know the Odyssey sucks and it's seeing it so we don't have to. Here's the money I would have spent on the ticket to Chinese election interference as a testament for an act of war. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if that happened, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think President Trump has bigger fish to fry right now, and I feel like that's what he's going for. But I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. It's a huge night, though. It's a huge announcement, no doubt. with that said, I do have to end it because I have other obligations. I wasn't even supposed to go live tonight, but I changed my plans so I could cover this, speech. I will be back tomorrow, covering all of the news. So I'll be back. Make sure you have notifications turned on and all of that. And then late tomorrow night, I'm going to be playing Fortnite on my D-Day Cobra Gaming channel. I'm sure Jay will be there. Maybe Beardo. Maybe. I don't know. So, and of course, I'll be on Geeks Gamers Daily tomorrow. Me and Ryan and Jay will be discussing our thoughts on the Odyssey. And then I'm on Friday Night Tights tomorrow. I'm usually really quiet on that show. I get really nervous when there's a lot of people watching. So I'll try to get in there and give some opinions, but I tend to just get really shy in front of big audiences online. So I don't know if I'll be able to talk when I'm on there, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best to give an opinion. It's just a big audience and I get really shy, So anyway, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. President Trump is the greatest president of all time. He is making America great again. Trump 2028, Trump 2032, 2036, 2040, and so on and so on. Marmilla says, excellent. Thanks for listening or listing the shows I can skip tomorrow. Thank you, Marmilla. You guys have a good night. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. Tantamount, an adjective that means equivalent in value, meaning, or effect. It's almost exclusively used in phrase tantamount to. Why don't you just say equal? Probably equal. Why don't you just say that? Why the fuck do you have to put big words on here? I'm from Alabama. My parents might be brother and sister. The fact that I can even turn a computer on is an accomplishment. Thank you, Narco. Have a good night. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.